So guys, let's talk about 5 things that we learned from the teaser, about specific things. So let's start with the F5TH. The F5TH, the Super Tigris, is going to be one of, or the best 3rd generation jet in the game, or at least the most modernized one, on the terms that if you put it against other 3rd gen jets, it would be the most modern one, right? We had the addition of the Derby missile that we clearly see on the teaser, which is great to see because that was kind of a question, right? We saw the Bison receiving kind of a way to just kind of not add the Fox 3s that I don't understand. Gaijin say they don't want the Bison to actually be a higher BR and receive the R77, but then they add the JA37DI as a premium, or the D as a premium, you know, with the M120s, and then now adding the F5TH as a 3rd generation jet as well, with a flight performance that will be maybe even worse than a Bison, with Fox 3s as well, right? So, complicated, but yeah, F5TH is gonna be one of the best. Hopefully in the future we get the Python 4, Python 5, even maybe the Iris-T. It would be very, very cool. The second thing is that indeed, guys, it is going to be an update more focused on filling gaps, it feels like, right? Some may call it kind of a boring patch, some may call it a mediocre patch, whatever you want to call it. We don't know much about it yet. There are some interesting things. For example, I just learned that F-16 OCU that is coming for the Belgians, apparently it is going to have magic choose or something similar to that. So it's gonna be a cool update, I think. Okay, in my opinion, it is a cool update. It is just not as banging on the door, exploding everything, Michael Bay kind of situation, bringing another Rafale, an Su-35 or a Super Hornet. But we don't know yet. We have to wait for the dev server, right? We have to wait for the dev streams. Don't expect anything like that, but yeah, it feels like it is more focused on filling gaps. Is it a bad patch because of that? No. A bad patch, in my opinion, was the Finnish patch that we had a couple of years ago. Why? Because that was just copy-paste after copy-paste and nothing really different came from that update, right? But this is not that. We were gonna have some very unique vehicles being added, some very interesting things, and some very filling gap needed vehicles that we are having built, right? So, I know, it feels like a boring patch, but I think I take it a little bit with some optimism. And wait until tomorrow, guys, because we still need to wait for the dev server, to dev stream, and even then, we can have other vehicles being added later, right? So, yeah. The third one is that the Buck M3 is indeed what I thought it was going to be. I talked about this last week, or this week, I don't remember when exactly, but yeah, it is indeed going to be the Telar one with the Kupol radar system. So, we're having the Kupol radar system, the big antenna on the main radar system in the main vehicle that you're going to control. This is going to be very easily destroyed because it is such a large antenna. Write this down because it will happen. And then we have the Telar system. The Telar system has its own radar, and that is a good thing for the Buck, right? Only 6 launchers, but that's plenty, I think, for a Buck-styled missile, right? Of course, you can always reload and stuff. I think it's going to be plenty. Of course, if it wasn't the Telar, you could have like 12 missiles in one launcher, but I think it would be just overkill. I prefer to have the Telar because it has its own radar. So, yeah, it is indeed what I thought it was going to be. Main Kupol radar together with 2 Telar launchers. So, their own radars for them there. I hope if you get the radar, the Kupol destroyed, you can still use the Telar to just guide the missiles. Maybe have a limited scan zone, of course, but still be able to use these missiles with the launcher radar. That would be very cool. The fourth thing is about the CF-18. This Canadian Hornet was confirmed today that it appeared on the trailer with one distinctive thing, the Sparrow missile. Yes, of course, it might be that it will later get the M120, we don't know. But it feels like, since the leak said that the CF-18 will be a premium, that it is going to be indeed a 12.7 premium, since we saw in the trailer that it is going to use the Sparrow missile. So I think it's going to be very similar to the premium German and American F-18s. Of course, remember, Those F-18s are indeed C models. This is the first A model, right? So that is a premium, if I'm not mistaken. So it is a little bit different, but at the same time, it is a pretty cool, right? So yeah, the Canadian F-18 apparently is going to be a premium, and apparently it is going to use the Sparrow. Not that the more modern ones don't use the Sparrow, but since they show it, it feels like it's going to be more focused on a lower rank, older version of the F-18 for the CF, okay? Later down the line, maybe we can get a modernized one. I'm pretty sure we're gonna have the 2 leaked Australian ones that will suffice that gap of modernized F-18s for the Brit. And the last thing is kind of a question mark that I want to give you guys. What was that all about? The first kind of beginning there, where they showed the maps and stuff, and then they showed a little bit of the sound system and everything, but then they kept showing like smokes and everything. So what do you think exactly are they changing there? I feel like it's better explosions overall, but as well with that, a better smoke basically, right? So let me know in the comments what you think about it. I think I noticed that was the intention of showing that part of the trailer, right? With just better smoke, better stuff there. So let me know in the comments what you think. And yeah, basically this is it, guys. These are 5 things that I noticed a little bit on this update teaser. The main ones, of course. We can be a little bit more philosophical here, talk a little bit more about the inner bits, but I really wanted to give 5 objective things that I noticed on the update, you know, that were very on the face there, right? So this is it. So see you guys on the next one. Make sure to subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, and I see you guys. Bye. See ya.